something that is such an annoying bugbear for me.
Understandable, yeah. It is something we've had quite a lot of good reported results with. Obviously, we can't have a claim to guarantee, but we have had some very good results.
I might be coming to see you then.
Please do, yeah.
In that respect. Yeah, so, what about if you needed a reading? Would you actually go and seek advice from a medium for yourself about maybe guidance or direction or the way that your work should go?
Definitely. I mean, touch wood, I'm quite flexible. I'm quite easygoing, really. So I've not really had a reading since I started working. And not because I don't believe in anything, just not had time, really, and not needed it. But yeah, definitely. I would very much go for a reading, healing.
Well, the reason I ask is because, I've got all my cards in front of me, and I've just got the Saints and Angels cards here, and those are the ones that I just got this little voice going, pick 3 cards out for Gary.
Oh, by the way, please do.
And so I'm going to do it. So the first card I've got, which I think you're going to like, is the Mother Teresa card. Now, you think about Mother Teresa and her work, and the title on the card is Activist. So I know you're a born leader. I know that whatever you do, you're going to be successful because you're just going to kind of ignore anybody that tries to put you down. I don't think you always have, but I think you've come to a realisation in your life that you're going to do it anyway, no matter what anybody says, and don't let anybody stop me. And I think that's just an amazing quality to have. So isn't it funny that Mother Teresa has come out because, of course, her wonderful work and her healing work. Then, I've got a very interesting card next to that one, which is Play Music. Don't think you're having enough time for yourself, and I don't think you're actually getting enough relaxation for play music to come up. But what I'm being told about that also is that music may become part of your healing work.
Okay.
So bear that in mind, won't you? And then the third card, and I've already touched on it. I mean, Alan, the producer, sat next to me, so he can witness all this, that, it's just coming out as, my spirit guides are allowing it. You're a leader is the next one, and it's the Joan of Arc card.
Oh, lovely. Hopefully it doesn't end the same way, but...
Well, it's all about standing up for what you believe in, isn't it? I just had this vision also of a really, really big newspaper article that I see is going to be there. And I think there is something very big for you in this December.
Well, actually, it should be around October time that our research goes public, hopefully.
Really?
Oh, brilliant.
Well, I'm seeing a big newspaper thing, and it's in, to me, it looks like a national newspaper as opposed to like a local one to where you live. I see it in December, and I see that is going to bring a lot of work and a lot of more opportunity your way. I'm being shown. I think you're going to break into USA market as well. I don't know if you already have.
About it for this year, yes.
Really? Because I've just been shown that too. And I want you to remember that I've been given the name of Sean.
Okay.
And I need you to look out for Sean. So just remember that that's been given. So I hope you like that little mini reading, and I hope you didn't mind me doing that for you, but I just felt very compelled to do it. But I know you had a documentary made about you a few years ago, didn't you?
Yes, it's actually still coming out. I think it just came out a few weeks ago in the UK again.
Oh, really?
But it definitely went worldwide, which has always been fun.
Did that give you, did you get much feedback from that from other countries? Were you contacted heavily?
Sadly, it was the BBC being the BBC.
Ah, right.
But I've not had any bad criticism for it, mainly because it was typical what people would expect. So, for example, our case with the Alzheimer's patient, who was doing fantastically, and the BBC turned around and said, well, maybe he didn't have Alzheimer's.
Yeah, they're looking for the negative side.
Yeah, I mean, it was very typical. I mean, they said things like, we gave them no evidence. We gave them the whole research. We gave them 5 doctors to talk to.
Yeah.
And then they also said that we didn't give them any evidence or people to talk to.
Sometimes these can be the opinion of the director or producer or whoever's actually making the programme. Do you know what I mean? They've gone in with the attitude of...
Well, the problem was, I mean, the director off camera was a lovely guy.
Yeah.
On camera, obviously, he had an agenda.
Yeah.
But he did actually call me straight after the show and apologise.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, do you know, it's the only show I've done where I've done an edit and then it's been re-edited 3 times.
Strange, that.
Yeah, but I think, was it a BBC 3 documentary?
Yes, he was trying to get a re-edit for BBC 1 of Director's Cut, but... Well,
I'll tell you a little interesting story about that. I feel BBC 3 went through a time of seeking out people who are into alternative medicine. I was approached to do a documentary type programme, and I fortunately realised that it was going to be done in a very controversial manner and almost like being set up. And fortunately, I kind of realised this and I backed out of it quite quickly. I later watched the programme. They got another animal communicator to do it. And I was quite shocked at the way that they had really slated and tried to trick the animal communicator. And I felt that was very badly done, actually.
There's definitely an agenda attached to it, which is very sad and completely biased when it's meant to be a fair broadcast.
Yeah, they did seem to go through this phase of very, like you say, biased broadcasting. That's my personal opinion.
But even as spiritualists anyway, as far as TV is portrayed, I think it's often forgotten it is based on a religion, and if it was any other religion, then they wouldn't be doing it.
No, it wouldn't. It really, really wouldn't be allowed. It would be seen to be very, very disrespectful. But I don't know. We're all toughies, though, aren't we? And we can take it.
Yeah, you've got to be. All publicity is good publicity.
Gary,
yeah, you're right.
Going back to your spiritual guide, Abraham,
Yes.
Can you tell us more about him?
So from what we know, he lived on Earth about 3,500 years ago.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact date off the top of my head. He was born in a place called Ur, which I think is in Iraq.
Yeah.
He said that he studied tribes in life. He wasn't a doctor.
Yeah.
So he travelled all over the continent. He said he's been to Egypt but never saw the pyramids.
Right.
And basically, when he died at the age of 65.
Which was quite old in those 3,500 years ago, wasn't it?
Well, where he gets referred to a lot to the kind of the biblical Abraham.
Yeah.
He does say there's a lot of comparisons, and for them, 65 was a good age.
Yeah.
And that's where you get the kind of Chinese whispers, which is why the Bible says he lived for like hundreds of years.
Yeah.
But it took him 4 years to die from a condition that sounds like gangrene.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, his friends on spirit advised him to get into the healing because he wanted to help mankind. And so then he found a Muppet like me to come back and be his channel.
And you say that when you're doing your surgery, psychic surgery, you let him enter your body? Is that the right way of explaining it?
I work slightly different to some psychic surgeons. A lot of psychic surgeons will go into a full trance.
Yeah.
For me, if I'm completely honest, I'm too nosy. So what I do is I give Abraham full control of my hands.
Yeah.
And I stay fully conscious. But it is like being in two places at once.
Uh-huh.
So I can see everything going on in the room, hold a full conversation with you.
Yeah.
At the same time, I can also see and feel these additional hands going in. I can have a conversation with Abraham at the same time. It's not confusing. So it is like being in two places at once.
Well, you say, Gary, that you've had 90% success rate doing this work. Is there a particular condition or a particular person that springs to mind that you could tell us about, which maybe they had got quite a difficult condition to manage that you made a huge difference to?
Well, some of the best ones we have is things like severed nerves, because medically nerves don't repair themselves. Once they're severed, that's it. With the research we've got, and I think on the website with our testimonials, we've got quite a few cases where people have had severed nerves, and then after treatment they've made a full recovery. They've got before and after x-rays. So that would be kind of one of our best, because medically they shouldn't get better.
So this is a condition that really the medical profession are saying, you haven't got any chance with this and you've actually made a difference. That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Well, you know, Gary, you've been one of our favourite guests here on Spiritual Calling. We hope you'll join us again at some point. Ideally, we'd like you to come into the studio.
Yeah, definitely. We'd love to.
I hear you're in Worcester sometime this year.
Yes, I'm up there in the next month or two, I believe.
Yes, I was... If you go on Gary's website, shall I do it again for you, Gary?
Please do.
Yeah, go on Gary's website, Gary Mannion, Mannion spelled MANNION.com, GaryMannion.com. You go on his website, you see some of these videos which are astounding. You'll also see your diary, won't you, on there, Gary?
Yes, I believe so. It does need a good update, which it's probably getting today, but...
I had a little flick through, and I think sometime in June you're in Worcester, which is only about 20 or 30 miles south of where we're talking now.
Oh, perfect, yes.
So perhaps you'd like to come on our show and actually be here personally?
Would love to.
That would be fantastic.
I really would.
I know what you'd do, though, Ken.
What's that?
You'd be lying flat out waiting for a bit of healing.
I must admit, I will try out anything, and it sounds awful, but I mean, I come in with an open mind.
Good.
And I don't mind somebody having practicing what they believe in on me.
As far as we're concerned, it doesn't matter what you believe. All you've got to do is want to get better.
Yeah, and I would willingly find something, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it at the moment. Even the eczema's clearing up, which I was talking about earlier on. But that's something Completely different. Get on Gary's website, GaryMannion.com. See, I'll give you another plug there.
Thank you very much.
So, all right then. Gary, it's been brilliant talking to you. Thank you ever so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, Gary.
Lovely to speak to you guys again.
Yeah, we'd love you, sir. Speak to you soon.
God bless.
This is 102.5 The Bridge. We're going to have a bit of a break and we're going to come back, possible reading or a bit more chat about Gary.
Join us on The Bridge now.
Call Stourbridge 82 1025.
Email us on studio@thebridgeradio.net.